destitute surroundings that I sit in the midst of on a daily basis is appalling. It saddens me to see my city in shambles like this. It hurts me to think that the people that are in power positions are using this city to further their personal agendas, whether it be building high rises with grants given to them by the state for revitalizations, affording low-income families a portion of those dwellings just for the sake of getting those grants, and the companies that are investors into these situations getting tax cuts. No matter how it comes, and it's crazy to understand the fact that people are still using this city as slave owners use slaves, making a profit off the backs of somebody else. If you look at this city, you will see a landscape that's littered with burned out houses, boarded up properties, closed schools, liquor stores on almost every corner, gas stations charging exorbitant amounts for the gas here in the inner city as opposed to on the outskirts. I pulled into a gas station and it was like $3 a gallon, and not 20 minutes later I drove past another gas station in a suburb and it was 60 cents less than what they were charging here. This city has had glints of making a comeback. There are still properties that look livable and are people living in them, but in the same essence of what the city is, there are also properties that are unlivable, that are being demolished, buildings that stand vacant, houses continuously being burned down and boarded up, city-owned properties just not being revitalized. It seems as if this city's revitalization plans and projects are going on and being centered downtown. Schools adding to their landscapes, construction companies building high rises for lower income and higher income market value properties. And it's understandable that people need to make a living, but at what cost? If the cost is going to be the destruction of the neighborhoods and the lives of the people that actually built this city, then I think another plan has to be put in place. People have given their lives, have given like generations to this city. People have lost their lives in this city, and still their descendants and their family members live here with the express intent to make the city better. Our water conditions are appalling. They're continuously rebuilding the infrastructure of our plumbing system, and yet in the same breath telling us the water is potable. If it's so potable, then why are they telling us to put water filters on all of our faucets at home, and even providing them to us, or were providing them to us, and even for our shower heads to take showers in, if the water is potable, if the water was okay to drink, if the water was good for its residents? You have so many individuals that have their hand in what is going on in Flint, and so many people with ideas, yet the resolutions don't prosper the realities of the people who actually live in this city and has built this city. And by those individuals, I mean the ones that have been here for their whole lives, or family members have been here generationally, not the ones that are living here now to use this city as a stepping stone to prosper their situations and their lifestyles, to move out of this city, or come here to invest in this city, buying up properties to rent them, to renovate them and make a profit. And they don't live in this city to understand what this city really means to the residents of this city. This city is home. This city has been home to so many people. And because of the conditions that the city is in now, on a constant downfall and dwindling landscape, people continue to move from this city because they look for something better. Just as those that come here to go to school, to start a business, to get some kind of training, they're looking for something better. And in their eyes, Flint is not the city that is better for them. Flint is only the city that's good for them at this time. I don't plan to uproot myself from this city because I feel that even though I have traveled a few places and seen a lot of different stuff, this is my home. This is always going to be my home. My heart is always going to be here in this city, no matter how bad it gets, no matter how well off other people are. My life is here, and I have a bond with this city that prevents me from leaving this city as it is. It's hard. Even if I wanted to leave this city, I probably would come back because this is my city. I got history here. Everybody has history who's lived here, who's grown here, who's given here. This is who we are. And for those people who come in and try to exploit this situation for the benefit of whoever they are dealing with or whoever they want to benefit, it's disgraceful. You have a high rise going up downtown right now. Well, it's actually already up, but you have a corporation that's going to invest in this property and $40 million, and it's only going to create 70 jobs, and those 70 jobs are not even guaranteed to the people of this city. They don't even know who's going to be hired for those 70 jobs. What that tells me is their intention is not to give these jobs or promote these jobs to innocent individuals. And I would love to ask them why they don't know where these jobs are coming from. I don't understand it, but then again, I do. Biggest potential profit with the least amount of overhead. And overhead doesn't always mean financially. If you hire an individual that you deem, because of their background, a risk to your profits, you're not going to. If you think that an individual comes from an inner city that's going to be more susceptible to or have the propensity to steal from you, or to have lower work ethics, or not as educated as an individual that may live outside of the city of Flint, then more than likely you will hire that person. And it's sad because people are not being given the chance. People are not given the ability to even be trained in what I call soft skills to make a job situation better for them and for the person that they work for. It's disgusting to hear some of the plans that I've heard, to see some of the things that I've seen, and when I express my opinion, people look at me as combative, argumentative, but you are just as combative and argumentative towards me, in my opinion, because in essence, my opinion should count because I am a resident of this city. But people don't look at it like that. People look at the underlying faction of what they're dealing with. And my opinion is all profit. I've sat in classrooms with my classmates and have talked to them about future goals and everything. And one person wants to be a real estate investor. And he started by buying up properties here, dirt cheap, putting a minimal amount of funds into them just to get them up the code, and basically flipping the houses. It's admirable, but when all of those funds that you are making off this city are not being spent in this community, and you taking it back to your community, that's what I have a problem with. You're getting the profit off of our backs, and people here are not educated enough. And I'm not saying that people are ignorant or stupid, but people do not know a lot of information and a lot of avenues to go through to put themselves in that same sort of position. And even if they do, they are curbed sometimes at every turn when they try to approach that situation as other people have and been successful. We need to do better. We have to do better to give everybody here a little bit more hope, to brighten the eyes and the souls and the spirits of individuals that are still here, to want to do better, give them something else to look forward to, let them journey outside of their existence and into a life of living, as opposed to just being here, existing in an atmosphere that is not conducive to a prosperous lifestyle. People live lifestyles here like a person lives check to check. You can't save for the future. And I'm not just speaking financially. I'm speaking emotionally, mentally, spiritually. You can't spiritually, emotionally, or mentally live for the future if those aspects of your life are not being invested into. And you can't get an investment living in conditions like this. Deplorable landscapes, unsavory surroundings, unhealthy basic conditions. We have got to do better for ourselves, for our children, and for everybody else looking at us.